chapter is telling them. They know. And I talked about it yesterday. This exact story. They are likely taking babies and maybe not.
Oh, Joe Dirte.
Or keeping them alive.
Joe Dirte.
While they're alive.
Oh, no, that's not Joe Dirte. Oh, it is Joe Dirte. It is Joe Dirte.
And you're able to say, yeah, that baby inside her right now, I'm going to kill. But if I don't have to kill it right now, maybe I won't. And so we'll send it for parts off to Ukraine to get some stuff made out of adrenochrome, whatever other crazy stuff we're going to find out they're doing in Ukraine. So there's a lot going on behind the scenes that we don't necessarily know. From a moral standpoint, it's an easy decision, right? But for all this other stuff, you need.
Come on, Joe Dirte. Get in our little box and let's talk about it. Let's talk about what kind of justice we deserve. Let's talk. Come on.
End of story. You're not getting your filibuster killed. You're not going to be able to get your 60 votes to create a law or somehow undo what the Roe v. Wade choice happened. So they're going to be unable to do anything about it. And again, Manchin, I've said it before. People hate me. I got a little bit of hate mail for it. Whatever. I don't care. Manchin's done a bang-up job stepping across the aisle many times and has literally saved us on numerous occasions. People can dislike things, and I've heard it be stuff. Well, back 12 years ago, he did something, whatever. I don't care. Like I've said before, I don't care what they've done in the past. I'm caring what they've done right now. A lot of people have had a change of heart. A lot of people realize it's time, and so they're, putting on their white hat instead of the black hat. There's a lot of things that are occurring right now, and we are going to see people that have repented. And for all the Christians out there that have a hard time with anybody making mistakes, understand all you need to do is ask for forgiveness, right? That's it. So as long as they ask forgiveness from Jesus, you can't say anything about it. You have no place to say it. It's not your decision. God judges, not us. It's not our job. It's not our job. So Manchin, whatever. I know it's a long tirade for nothing, but it is something that's, I think, important. I think it's important to realize there are people out there that have histories that are doing good things right now. And some people that have had awesome histories that are doing good things right now. We're getting both sides of this. Now, Governor DeSantis
Ow. Why are you smoking this fucking cigarette, man? God damn it.
I think he was pretty right on the money.
Let's take some bong hits instead.
I think it was.
Let's take some bong hits instead, sir, because that cigarette's fucking killer. Now. We was hoping it was the trolls. We was hoping it was the trolls, but it was not.
There's no way around it. Talk about people that he should have been on the thumbnail too. I should have squeezed in the middle there. They could have both been standing right in the face. So another Biden record. You guys might not have known this. The U.S. trade deficit surges to $109.8 billion for the first time ever. It topped $100 billion in 1 month. Well done. Once again, well done, Biden. You are just every chance you get, you take it one step further. I'm impressed, buddy. It is hard to destroy this great fine country of ours, and impressive with how many of us are actually awake and upset about it, yet you're still kind of pulling it off. I'm impressed. But yeah, trade deficit surge. This is good. In the big picture, Commerce Department said Wednesday that the trade deficit accelerated 22.3%. Ouch. To $109.8 billion in March, amid a record increase in imports. Economists, there you go, polled by Reuters, had forecasted a $107 billion deficit. Not good. What else is Biden doing that sucks at the moment? Joe Biden's approval rating collapsing, even blue. That's what we see. Oh, no. Blue Massachusetts, he's down. He's down a bunch. Biden's approval sinks to 46% in deep blue state of Massachusetts that he won with nearly two-thirds support from voters in 2020, the latest dire poll says. So while deep blue states have higher approval ratings for the president than the rest of the country, it's still only at 46%. That's bad. We'll surveyed only 765 people. But it is Massachusetts, tiny ass state. I mean, right? All those people in Boston talking in the car park, riding on the car park. Full survey, but people. Obviously, we got our percentage. I don't need to keep the story anymore. We got more stuff. Hey, you know what? We lost money. The stock market's going crazy. Cash isn't worth what it was. A lot of people are wondering, how can I get some sort of protection? What are some options that I have available? Precious metals are definitely an option. I friggin' love it. I really do. I actually love it. I did pick up some other stuff recently. I really want to show it because that's not a smart move. The DRS, Dan Radio Time, DRSlikesgold.com. That'll get you to this page. You can get free kit. You can possibly save major money doing this. You can instantly get up to $10,000. Can, depending if you meet all the qualifications. Again, there's some, not hoops, if you will, but you know, it depends on the 401k or an IRA that you have, and it also depends on how much cash you got lying around. But certainly cash and stocks right now are something in question. So you can do it 100% tax and penalty free. And so again, this whole kit is about how you can protect your retirement.
Oh, what are you saying, Joe Dirt?
The
fuck are you saying, Joe Dirt?
Stock markets crumble, and people are like, oh, and they're running outside and, you know, burning things down or whatever they do for fun. Gold and silver still going to be worth a lot. So this is something to keep in mind. Get your free kit. Check it out. There is a link below. DRSlikesgold.com. DRSlikesgold.com. Save your wealth.
Oh, if that's what you say, Joe Dirt. I don't think Nick and Brittany hate me. Maybe they say stuff behind my back.
Picture for the next few stories that we got. These are good news stories. But we need to understand the bigger picture. A lot of us, I think very, I don't want to say narrowly, but we think very short term. And a very like, what am I going to do today? And then if I'm asking you to think about next week, you're like, whoa, I haven't even gotten through today yet. Come on.
And it's Noonie. Noonie, not no one. Noonie. Get it right, Joe. Goddamn. Tattooed on her neck. Where's it at?
Who has it all?
Somewhere.
Fortune,
nope, not that one.
loving family, friends, etc. Want to endanger himself.
Over there. Right fucking there, Joe. Noonie. You're right. We got Noonie.
I'm not trying to put them on the same pedestal because they're very different people. But Musk is taking a lot of crap right now, and it doesn't matter. Why would President Trump want to become president? He was living a life, living the dream, golfing every day. He was worth $4.5 billion before he became president. Then after, he was like $2.5 billion. He's got lots of bunch of money being in office. Why would he want to target himself in those situations? Does he need money?
Okay, Joe.
Does he need fame?
Okay, Joe.
Maybe. What does he get out of it? Does he want to make the U.S. world a better place for his family and for those good and decent people who have long been taken advantage of? Perhaps he could not stomach the thought of mass murders occurring to satisfy more. Perhaps he could not stomach the thought of children being kidnapped, drugged, and raped, while leaders and law enforcement of the world turned a blind eye. Perhaps
you're 52. Well, good for you, Joe.
We're being constantly abused and kept in need
50? We're 50. We're the same age. Maybe we went to school together then.
Perhaps he could not in good conscience.
I don't fucking know.
Hours after the election.
Are you a hater from way back then? Ooh. Ooh, Joe. Are you Brad? Is your real name Brad, Joe?
Personally give a concession speech. I mean, saying it right now is kind of funny because it would have been Trump, but back when this was written.
No, we didn't go to school in Georgia.
Open and MSN continues to brainwash. See all the things he broke up? You see where we are? He broke up so many things. What if the border remained open, like what Biden's doing right now?
No, not that Brad, the other Brad.
We couldn't have stopped them.
Not Heaven's boyfriend, Brad, the other Brad.
What about voting machines? Who owns the voting machines? What about voter ID laws? Photo ID? When is it necessary and must be presented?
Are you the other Brad? Are you the sugar daddy Brad?
Would the chances of defeating evil grow less and less with each passing year? What does red lying mean? Why, again, were the arrests made in SA so very important? Saudi Arabia, I think San Antonio. What strings were immediately cut? Follow the money. When does?
You're not any Brad. Oh, okay.
This is the funnest part because recently recently someone did that little Twitter thing, and like the birds singing, and what's going on with Musk. I was like, oh, that's kind of an interesting thing too. The birds sing in spring, right? So interesting what he kind of stopped or put a halt on or slowed down significantly. Also worth keeping in mind, 3724.
You'll give us a hint. Ooh, it's like a game. I'm all of Twitter.
It must carry weight. It must.
The game is afoot, sir. The game is afoot. Awgo loves to play games. Come on, give us a hint.
Sometimes take time. Attempts to slow block the inevitable justice will fail.
Well, alrighty then.
2016, Clinton Hussein illegal FISA. These election interference 2018, Mueller. These election interference 2020, impeachment.
We met so many motherfuckers at the New Daisy.
We, the people, are the truth.
Yeah. Okay. That's not much of a hint. That's not much of a hint, Joe.
But it's happening according to the rule of law. Durham is doing his thing every day. And we're seeing more and more of this.
We can tell. We can tell.
I think accidentally made a very profound statement. Now, he meant it differently. We're going to go ahead and take the statement real quick from him. I took out the minute 44 of just insane boringness and got to the
then how long ago was that? Were we still shooting up? Were we still shooting up?
What are the next things that are going to be attacked? Because this MAGA crowd is really
Okay. Getting closer. Did we shoot up your drugs? Did you give us drugs? No more hints.
The MAGA crowd is really the most extreme political organization that's existed in American history. Now, he meant that as a bad thing, of course. We're coming to get you. But, no. What we are is a force that's been very peaceful and extremely successful. And we scare the crap out of them. So, yeah, we're extreme compared to them. Look at who's calling us the name. Are we extreme? Biden's saying it. Hell yeah, we're extreme. We are extreme as extreme gets. We're not extremists, but we are extreme in our desire to win this. And yeah,
no more hints. Where is our water, sir? We got some water somewhere. Where'd you put it? If I was gonna have a jug of water from me, where any fucking
Right, that's what they're called. And they do it in a laudable sort of bad, ripping on us kind of way. The new right is who we are. And I'd like to still consider myself a little more on the centrist side, whatever. President Trump goes 22-0. 22-0 on Tuesday night in Ohio and Indiana. They had a bunch of primary races. Every single person that Trump endorsed won. Which means a lot of things. Well, a couple things in particular. One, President Trump's endorsement is gold.
Way to go, jackass. You lost the water bottle.
That too. But his endorsement's gold, and on top of that, the voters are listening. These crazy, extreme people on this side of the fence, we're listening. We're paying attention. We're looking into the candidates in our area. Trump's saying, yeah, you should like this guy. And we're like, all right, I'm going to see, and we'll look into him, and we seem to be supporting the decision.
Oh, that makes me so sad. That makes me so sad. We go open the refrigerator and it's full of food that we're not going to eat.
The greatest governor in the country. We'll do the little 17-second video for you.
We should make some yogurt, sir.
I think that's going to be one of the great things that endorsing and helping to get elected, and I think they've done as the greatest governor.
I don't know. I don't know what we did with it. Did you take it outside? Maybe. Just don't know. I just don't know, sir.
Well, probably like, I've done a pretty damn good job, though. And I would say, yes, you have, Mr. DeSantis, without a doubt. Very proud of the work you've done. Now, this is a little bit of a long thing, but I think it's...
We got two grandkids, Graceland and Aria. Yes, sir.
Everyone knows the wisdom embodied in the saying, those who cannot remember the past are condemned to repeat it. The Wall Street Journal, May 2nd, 2022 editorial argues that we should ignore the blatant fraud that took place in Wisconsin in November 2020 by former Wisconsin Supreme Court Justice Michael Gableman in his 136-page preliminary report issued on March 1st, 2022. To ignore the fraud that Justice Gableman continues to uncover is to allow the fraud to be repeated. Justice Gableman revealed many illegal and unethical acts, including Zuckerberg-funded election bribery, illegal ballot drop boxes, and obstruction of evidence gathering.
It's 11 o'clock. We got to practice push-ups.
The Wisconsin election
It's time to practice push-ups, sir.
Registration system with Zuckerberg-funded left-wing activists disregarded Wisconsin law so that tens of thousands of nursing home residents could be exploited for their votes.
Well, see, Joe Dirt, what had happened was back when Heaven was 14 years old and little Miss Kayla was, what, 13 years old? Kayla came back into our life and she asked us to be Heaven's daddy. Or she asked, yeah. She asked us to love Heaven like she was one of our kids, unconditionally. She didn't have anybody to take care of her. She didn't have a daddy because her daddy was in fucking prison, and it was just sad. Poor little girl had already been diagnosed with cancer, and I told little Miss Kayla, fuck yeah, I'll be her. I'll be your daddy, and I'll be her daddy too. And little Miss Kayla made us make a pinky promise, and we made a pinky promise to love that girl unconditionally. Unconditionally? Unconditionally. And up until now, we have broke that pinky promise, or we have upheld that pinky promise. No, we haven't broke our promise to Kayla. We still love that girl unconditionally. What are you talking about? What the fuck are you talking about, Joe Dirt?
Polls are going down. It was massive evidence.
Go fuck yourself.
Before and after the 2020 election, and he just keeps ignoring. Got 2,000 mules out right now demonstrating this to everybody. So again, President Trump said, because of the amount of time it took him to do the report, which was endless, his poll numbers have been rapidly sinking. What a shame for this great nation of...
We ain't broke no pinky promise with our baby girl. Fuck you. Fuck you, Joe.
Very good people running for election to U.S. Senate.
Mr. Dear Tay. Mr. Dear Tay.
Fallen out of first place in a very bad way. Oh, shucky darn to you, buddy. Yeah. Now, Crooked Maricopa County Board of Supervisors is going to be holding a special meeting at 9 a.m.
Okay, Joe. Well, see, that poor little girl thought she had 6 months to live. She thought she was dying. We had one day at a time. We were praying for one more good day. Things happened. Lines were crossed. Yes. Yes, sir. Things happened and lines were crossed, and I was no longer that little girl's daddy, because I was not that little girl's daddy. I just promised to love her unconditionally. Now, I can assure you, ain't nobody gonna touch Heaven Evans in any way she don't want to be touched. There will be hell to pay. So, with that in mind,
the Board of Supervisors will take possible action at the meeting scheduled
yeah.
today. So we'll see.
Ain't nobody touching Heaven Evans in any kind of way she don't want to be touched. So, put that in your pipe and smoke it.
On the same night, the film of Georgia ballot box trafficking is released, demonstrating how extreme it is. And what do we get down here? We get down to during a Georgia Public Broadcasting hosted debate on Monday, Georgia Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger.
Okay, Joe.
In response to a question about legislation,
horny hospice. It was horny hospice. How about that one?
You can use the U.S. Postal Service. That's called a red herring argument. That's called deflecting. No, people are using drop boxes in a horrible way. Let's get rid of those. Yeah, they can use the post office, but they're using the drop boxes in illegal ways. Right? You see what he did?
And girl, she's a single mother, 25 years old.
Atlanta Press Club, and I'm sure it was not an open debate. I'm doubtful that people were just allowed to say whatever the hell they wanted. Oregon Republican governor candidate.
The facts are, she's a 25-year-old single mom. We weren't taking advantage of nobody.
This Republican, in finger quotes, candidates giving thousands to Democrats.
Well, we used to smoke. We used to smoke the marijuana, but we've been off of that and been smoking the Delta 8. Delta 8? Or Delta 9, whatever. I don't know.
I hope you guys in Oregon.
Sometimes we eat LSD and mushrooms. If you call that doing drugs. Sometimes.
Someone's horrible around it, right?
And that's about it.
Run away.
Tobacco and alcohol sometimes. Sometimes.
We gotta fight this. What's going on? Wayne Root made an amazing comparison.
What all drugs do you do, Joe Dirte?
Just quick little thing. This stuff about cheating on a wife, and it's not saying anybody's doing it. Back to her, because that means you're gonna lie. Just saying.
But yeah, Algo and Bob used to do all the drugs. What are you talking about?
2,000 yields is proof the 2020 election was stolen.
They used to do all the drugs.
1,000 cheating husbands. What he means is, do you believe the 2020 election was stolen?
Never coke here. Well, not never, but no, we don't do coke anymore. If it goes in the needle, we don't do it.
The Supreme Court decision on Roe v. Wade was leaked right at the exact moment. This is the first Supreme Court decision that has ever been leaked in the history of America. In the history of it's actually not a true statement, by the way. The original Roe v. Wade was also leaked, by the way, and other things. And this historic criminal act is just happened to occur.
Delta 8, it's hemp.
Powerful message.
It's the beasters.
Ladies, have you ever had a boyfriend?
You know, like not real pot.
Did you need actual proof when your husband cheating to know he cheated, or would this be this enough for you to know for sure? Anyway, your husband comes home around 3 a.m., reeking of booze, lipstick on his collar, hickey on his neck, the smell of women's perfume on his body. And when you ask him where he's been, he replies, "Shut up. I did nothing wrong. You're a crazy woman. You're a conspiracy theorist. No, you can't look at my cell phone or text messages. No, you can't look at the GPS of my phone. How dare you ask? If you ever talk about this again, I'll cut off your income and kick you out of the home. Good luck being homeless on the street." And then he probably follows with a or something.
Oh, because of the wonderful things he does. No. Because we had to take a drug test for court for to see our daughter to prove that we're not addicted to marijuana.
Where we are today. What the deep state's done. It's what all the Dems have done. Nothing to see here. In fact, you're crazy if you bring it up. In fact, we're going to sue you if you even allege so that there might have been shenanigans. That George is still trying to get Trump right now. Exactly what they've done. Guilty. Exactly what they've done. Trump's businesses and the inaugural committee must pay Washington, D.C. $750,000 in junk lawsuit involving the use of Trump's hotel. This is stupid. Again, this goes back to the way they've been fighting across the state. Attorney General Carl Racine announced a settlement agreement in the case against President's inaugural committee, the Trump Organization of the Trump International Hotel in Washington, in a tweet on Tuesday. The document had not yet been signed by the judge. The agreement says the case is being resolved to avoid the cost burden and risk of further litigation, and that the organization dispute these allegations on numerous grounds and deny having engaged in any wrongdoing or unlawful conduct.
The cannabis makes us, the cannabinoids. The cannabinoids make our back feel better because we had broke it back in '97, sir. We had a terrible fall off of a 40-foot ladder through a plate glass window and broke our back. Cannabinoids help mitigate the pain. And the Delta 8 or Delta 9, it still has the cannabinoids in it. It just doesn't have the T's, H's, and C's.
They wanted to, just let it go because it was too expensive. And we're like, you're guilty. So, we probably got to use that same logic here.
So there's that. There's that. We got to find water, sir. The fuck did you do with the water?
That was last month. So she GOP has reached out to one of the representatives, House Representatives, and happens to be a Republican, Democrat, sorry. And so that
No.
Democrat person she's got in the House. Which thins her margin a wee bit. I think we give us a number in here somewhere. 221 Democrats currently, 209 Republicans. Very close. So we'll see. That's obviously going to change a lot come next year, but come later this year. Assuming we're able to get a fair election. You know they're going to cheat. There's no doubt about it. Now they're kind of going after Mitch right now, and I don't want to get into this long ass article. It's really not that interesting. But what I do think is very important is that there is a lot of talk right now around this guy and getting rid of him. And it seems like, I mean, I think most of us, at least that watch my channel, are like, yeah, throw the bum out. I'm fine with that. Lovely Chinese wife, you guys probably total traders. Throw him in jail. But I think there's a lot of people that are maybe a little more on the fence with that one. That for some reason kind of used to trust him, but I think a lot of people are starting to doubt that, and I think there's being some energy and sort of a concerted attack against him to prepare us to get rid of him. Now it's happening now. Maybe that's because some of the people that
much better, sir, much better.
And we'll see.
We'll see.
Interesting data points. He keeps talking about them in ways that are very derogatory to him, and seems to not be boding well for him. So it turns out the White House correspondent.
Trickery and deceit. No, we're doing what the lawyer suggested. See, we had hired a lawyer, and the lawyer suggested that we pass a piss test. And well, okay, we'll pass 3 of them. Consecutive. 3 consecutive piss tests. Passed. Month to month to month.
Fauci was actually right. Never been right, ever. More than I can tell. Ever. Go back to AIDS and everything.
And no trickery and deceit would be using fake pee. That would be trickery and deceit, Joe Dirt. Mr. Dirte.
Talked about how reporters and staffers from CNN, ABC News, NBC News, CBS News, Politico, and other participating news orgs have tested positive for COVID. It almost feels like maybe a whole bunch of news agencies might be testing positive to remove a bunch of people. We've heard the code words of what testing positive means. It's just interesting. You know, whether we can trust that or not, again, we have no proof. And then all of a sudden you've got someone that's walking around that's that person, and everyone's like, yeah, it's a clone. I mean, I will say the 2 different Bidens, those are 2 different dudes, there's a couple different Hillarys for sure, they're different heights for crying out loud. But yeah, sometimes it starts to get challenging. You're like, I like this thing, I don't know. And again, I don't know. I just don't know.
I just don't know.
I'm not going to like fall on that sword and be like, yeah, for sure. FDA vaccine advisors discuss waning efficacy of boosters. Ignore please by vaccine injured. It's really bad when you think about how quickly.
It's not fake pot. It is not fake pot, sir.
Is that it's good for
it is Delta 9. It is a cannabinoid. It is hemp. I'm smoking hemp, and there's nothing wrong with that at all.
Literally.
Thank you so very much.
7 weeks, the vaccine is worthless.
There are no laws about crazy old doggo smoking rope.
It's worthless in 7 weeks. Now here's the thing. This only leaves one option for them, which is maybe you get the booster.
Today's date?
6 weeks?
2022. In the court hearing, our lawyer will let us know. We'll play your silly game. When?
Believe the science. But they're not looking at the science. They're believing Fauci.
You have to call our lawyer.
It's not the science. The science is this stuff. Numbers. Facts. You know, the things the Democrats hate. Friggin' hate facts. It's an emotional argument. If we could just save one child.
If we could just save one.
A number of these suffering severe complications after taking COVID vaccine. In a study in Germany, they're finding that the actual people suffering from adverse effects is 40 times higher than they previously reported. Way worse. 40 times. Now, the numbers they use are really small. What bothers me most about this story is they bring up this 40,000 participants, 40,000 vaccinated, 40,000 participants, 40,000 vaccinated, whatever, with the 40,000, shut up and give me the actual data, which is this last paragraph. One result, 8 out of 1,000 vaccinated people struggle with serious side effects. The number is not surprising, explains this professor. It corresponds to what is known from other countries such as Sweden, Israel, and Canada. Incidentally, even the manufacturers of the vaccine had already determined similar values in their studies, with conventional
Yes, you are absolutely correct there, Joe Dirt.
Side effects is significantly lower. That's the only thing they give us. 8 out of 1,000. That's somehow 40 times higher. That's silly. Silly. I think it's probably larger than it is, but whatever. I mean, this is some of the numbers we're seeing. Seems like it's a
Thanks for pointing out the obvious. So is cocaine, sir.
Like it would have to be long term.
Throwing stones.
Immediately, back to the shot. It'd be like, dude, you got the shot, and a few seconds later, you're dead. We're in curious the shot. God, damn you.
Throwing stones, are we?
Anyway, good, touching stories. This one we will share. This picture was adorable. And I was actually pissed at first. I'm like, where the hell's that video? I found it. It was a Twitter link. Whatever. But this was also very cool. This was super cool, in fact. There's an individual trying to start a fire, trying to burn an American flag on the field. One of the question how the hell he even got out there. But a good person saved the day.
Oh, well, see, Joe, we suffer from what's called complex post-traumatic stress disorder. And the cannabinoids help ease our sleep and mitigate the pain. So,
That's right.
how about you just fuck off?
People love it. That's what happens when you do good things. And here's another brilliant example of someone doing really good things. Look, by the way, look at the difference. I just want everybody to know, those of you that are younger, you don't realize that's what we all saw, that last image, how blurry it was. No, that's what the world looked like. And then prior to that, everything was actually black and white. Real life. I'm kidding. But the quality of the imaging.
Have you ever suffered through night terrors, Joe? Because it's fun. Take high amounts of LSD and you get to go talk to God. Go fuck yourself, Joe. Why not?
So freaking cool. I love it. I don't maybe tear up.
If you can go sit at the feet of God and talk to him about things and shit.
Media matters as the source of threats.
I enjoy that. I enjoy that, Joe. That's why.
Again, remember, people are putting stuff on the line.
Why do you do cocaine?
He's an all-out war. Media Matters is who went to Twitter and said, hey, look, you got to stop supporting all these people. You got to stop advertising on this platform until they do something about it. And so that was the people who threatened it. And he exposed the culprits, Media Matters. And he gives us this little story over here from CNN, which, gee whiz, we also trusted them.
I tell you what, Joe Dirt, you eat a 10 strip of LSD and about 30 minutes later you eat another one and then come back and talk to me. And you ask me why I did it.
Especially among those who are already most vulnerable and marginalized.
Just saying.
Ever heard of not reading a tweet, not following somebody because they say things that snowflakes? You probably get offended all the time. That crossing guard, look at me play. Ever. Freaking God. Yeah, brands should force Twitter to uphold content policies under Musk. Advocacy group says. See, here's the thing where we boycott these companies that decide to try to boycott us. There's way the hell more of us than them. Every single time that we organized and stopped spending money at a particular company, they instantly change course. Now, F Media Matters,
fuck yeah.
That they represent,
fuck yeah, he does.
Fair game. I think Coca-Cola was one of them, which I frequently showed videos of people cleaning.
We're a fugitive from justice right now, Joe Dirt. Joe Dirte. I'm sure you are. Oh yeah, you posted it. That was beautiful. Thumbs up.
It melts calcium to
We need to go turn ourselves in.
that ring in your toilet? Seriously.
We just hadn't done it yet.
Fill it with Coca-Cola.
We just hadn't done it yet.
Fizzle on that stuff. And then see if you ever want to drink it again. I mean, not the stuff that's in the toilet. Come on, that's still something else. Elon Musk's response immediately shuts up entertainment reporter who asked why he spent $44 billion on Twitter instead of doing something for charity. Oh, man, hanging out with his mom. His mother. She's
Shelby County. Shelby, we're a fugitive from justice, so from Shelby County.
Celebrating everything this dude's done in his life. No, he's done a lot of horrible things. His mother is probably an evil woman. I don't know if she's changed her mind, but she's certainly dressed like the devil here. Anyway, I don't mean any disrespect to Musk. I'm sure it's your mom. It's not really cool to say mean stuff about people's moms. So I'm kind of in a quandary here. Fortunately, he's
See,
not
Joe,
we'll see. Anyway, here's the
our court hearings are fucking over the Zoom court hearings. So, wrong answer, try again. But we are going to turn ourselves in soon. Soon! We've already talked to the lawyer, and we've already talked to the bail bondsman. We won't spend 24 hours in jail. So eat a dick, Joe.
Why did you use the money that you purchased Twitter with to do something for charity, philanthropy? You're good with that money.
Well, I do a lot of things philanthropically, and really, my companies are intended to do good for the future of humanity. With Tesla trying to.
Algo has this crazy idea of wanting to get arrested at a political function. Just running for Congress and all, and if we're at a political function and we get arrested for not wearing a fucking COVID mask. Yeah, eat a dick, Joe. Eat a dick. What are we going to spend a lot of time in jail for, Joe? What the fuck are we going to spend a lot of time in jail for? You want to make sure we receive our justice. You want to make sure we receive it. Let's talk about this. What do we need justice for, Joe? Lay it all out there.
Why is it important to be here for people?
My mom wanted to come, so I wrote my mom. That's the reason. Now, I will say, he didn't mention the technologies hoping to change the world. The neural implant, the neural interface. Hey, he left that stuff out. He knows his audience as far as when he's trying to plug a good thing.
What bad things have we done, Joe? Let's talk about it. Come on, Joe.
Look at what people are doing.
Put it all out there. Now, we've been accused of bad things.
There's people that are going after him. Again, like him, hate him. I don't care. I really do.
We have been accused of bad things. Hell, we got accused of sodomizing our son.
Yeah, she's crazy.
So much he liked it and turned to gay.
Crazy.
Now, that's not true.
You guys know David Wilcox.
But it was put out there.
That chick that he got with, oh my God, that messed him up.
We do not hurt innocents. Lies, Joe. Silly talk.
As men, sometimes. And again, no slamming. Women make poor decisions.
Silly talk, Joe. More of those false accusations.
Been suspended after accidentally discharging a weapon in a house building.
False accusations and lies about crazy old Algo. Eat a dick, Joe.
It'll look like it happened perfectly.
I'm sorry, I don't follow you. You never fired your work? Yeah, we all have. Hold the desk phone.
Well, Joe, you would be betting wrong. Just check out the history. Awgowhat versus the state of Tennessee. We've turned ourselves in several times. We made them arrest us for smoking pot. Come on now. Look it up. Look it up, Joe. We're not going to turn ourselves in now, Joe. We're going to wait for a political function. Remember? Remember? We might be handing out cocksuckers and throwing glitter, too. We're waiting for the proper time, you silly motherfucker.
Hilarious movie.
have a pocket full of glitter and some cocksuckers, hand out cocksuckers and throw glitter at a political function, and then get arrested for not wearing a mask? Oh, well, it'll be fucking fabulous. Fabulous!
Oh, that loaded? Oh, you're not supposed to pull the little triggery thingy you do in the Java Baba? I don't think so. Dave Chappelle attacked on stage. I don't know if you guys have heard that. Bad. That's a pretty
Okay.
good video on this.
Okay, Joe.
Little snippets because there's a couple funnies that came from it, and they beat the living piss out of the dude that got him. And we'll show a little of that too. I got some good stuff here. Check it out.